Da-da-da-da. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Are you looking to throw some paint all over something? Are you also an artist looking for some merch to sell and you don't know where to start? Do you also love the lo-fi and appreciate things from the past? Well, have I got a project for you? Here's what you're gonna need. Paintbrushes, some paint, some blank cassettes. They're really cheap. Actually, I can't remember how much they were. I think you can get some of these. Get yourself a little paint tray. It doesn't have to be a nice tray like this. You can just use paper towel. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can be fancy, but it doesn't have to be that fancy. You're gonna need some Mod Podge is what I recommend. It's kind of like a glue. Glue uses for collaging a lot. I started out using this. It's glue, but I just found that it wasn't really adhesing itself to the cassette tape all that well. So I would recommend the Mod Podge because it also acts as a sealer. Dried flowers. Dried flowers. Some dried flowers. These came in like these cute little plastic things. Tiny flowers, gemstones. As far as acrylics are concerned, which is what I'm using here, you want to get a varnish. Liquitex, I just got it off Amazon. Why won't it focus? There we go. What I was noticing, and here's a little spoiler, was that when I finished painting, it looked like this. The colors weren't really how I wanted them to be anymore. I mean, it still looks nice, but there's something kind of dusty looking about it. So I was like, how do I make this look a little bit more finished? And on YouTube, the collage artists were saying, get yourself some varnish. Just slather some varnish all over there and you'll be fine. And I did do that on one of these, and you can see how this one is a little bit more shiny. I just printed out some of my recent photo shoot with Brian Vu. Get yourself some scraps, just save stuff in a little folder. It doesn't have to be your image like plastered all over everything. Another fun thing that I got for this project is gold leaf, but it's more than just the gold. I got like pink and I got all these fun colors. Ooh, this one matches my nails. A lot of this stuff I just got off Amazon, so I'll link it in the description below. Some stars, which I've added to the spine. Some of these. I tried this and I'm not totally sold on it, but get weird, you know? I have some colored moss from when I made a 3D printed crown with the scarab on it. Maybe I'll put a little picture of that so you can see it. But yeah, the moss, the jury is out. Because here you can see it on the corner. I'd love for you to comment and let me know what you think of it, because right now it kind of just looks like some texture. I mean, texture isn't bad, but it didn't stick how I thought it was going to. Oh, my kitty's down there. Do you want to be on camera? He gets to be on camera for a little bit. Juniper, what do you think about making cassette tapes? Do you have any tips for the fans? You have to color it very nicely. Just color it and then paint it and then, you know, put the music on it. I've only released one cassette officially, and that was Soft Thirst, designed by Terrell Davis. I still love this cover. I believe the cassette company is called Dead Tooth, although I will look them up and put them also in the description for this cassette, which is beautifully marbled. I only have a couple of these left, so I'm like gonna hold on to them. You can like reach out to people who make cassettes and they will help you with every step of the process, from design to recording. There's a lot of formatting that goes into the insert. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these yet, but I'll probably, you know, make something unique out of these too, like paint it all white and then like write the track listing on it. While I'm in my little basket of tapes, I'm gonna call out Ice Peak. This is a great tape. This is Ausland tape. I got it from a friend in Portland, Oregon. What else do I have in here? Beetle Libre. She's killing it. Oh my god. Shout out George Clanton. He's always got these great tapes, and this is no exception. I have a shitty cassette player, which I'm about to show you, and the tape got eaten, and I told him, and he sent me a new one. He's that awesome. Shout out to aBBi. Oh, there's another cassette I was on that isn't like an official aBBi press release, but I sang on one of these tracks. This is Chewing Gum and Shisa. I'm curious if anybody knows of this cassette because it's like pretty internet, called Seascape 64. Would love to know if you know this. Shout out. But that's enough of my cassette collection. The other kind of important thing you're gonna need is a way to put music onto the cassettes. I just got a shitty boombox off of Amazon. This thing is pretty shitty in regards to the sound quality and what have you, but I do use it now to just like turn on the radio when I get home. The cool thing about this, and I actually had bought the tapes like a year ago when I bought this because I was like, oh, it has this function, like I'm totally gonna do this. It has an SD card. I wonder how close I should get. It has a USB and it has a microphone right here. So on this particular one, you have the ability to record your voice straight onto the tape. Put your USB in, and then you just turn it over to like the tape function and press down the record, and the USB, it'll start from the first track on the USB, so whatever. You have to manually put your playlist on. Let's see what the jazz station is playing right now. While I set this up. Oops. It's right here. Something you have to be careful of when you're making these is painting them while they're closed, because it can make the tape stick, and then you have to just like sort of pry it open every time. I haven't broken one yet, but it definitely, you heard how it just like sort of snapped. Put this in here. I forget which side that I recorded on, so let's see.
Collection of songs that I recorded from my little boombox onto a cassette tape. Some are unreleased, some maybe you've heard, but in any case, thank you for listening, and I hope you have such a great time with this tape. Bye!
That was pretty good sound quality, I think, from this tiny little... And then this is an unreleased track, and I'm just gonna put like demos and stuff on it. And also some stuff I released like last year that isn't on like a physical. That's the beauty of cassette releases, in my opinion. Having like a physical object connected to your music. Right now, I have a lot of demos, like a lot of music that no one's heard, and I feel like this is an opportunity to be a little bit unofficial with it, and if there are people who want to hear what I'm working on, like this, you can get one of these little cassette tapes that I'm having fun making. I think it's so interesting, the argument that cassettes aren't good quality sound, because that's not the point. There's something to an outdated medium because it doesn't exist in anything else, and something that I'm making and something that is me and that I'm controlling. And don't argue to me about how digital is better format. I don't fucking care. There's even a lot of reason to appreciate the lack of quality in a cassette tape, I think. Like, that's the whole lo-fi vibe, right? Like, the way the bass is rumbling. It feels like a memory to me somehow. It's deep in my mind, and I can't cassettes, I'm gonna do, every track list is gonna be different. Here's another demo that I actually have just recently made completely different. This tape right here is one of a kind, unique. This song will not probably come out and sound like this. I don't know when it's coming out. The tape process is gonna be different for each person. This little stereo was, I'll have to look it up and I'll link it below, but I think it was like 30 bucks, something like that. I was actually gonna give it away, and then I was like, wait, I had that idea to make tapes. This is all to tell you that I have a few shows coming up in New York, in Brooklyn, and if you come, you have a chance to buy one of these cassettes. I'm not sure what the price tag is going to be yet, but since they're all original and unreleased demos, they might be like 12 bucks. I really like this one. It has all these stars on it. So yeah. I don't actually have blank tape because I've already done a lot of work on these, but I have things that I want to like this back is pretty empty, so I'm gonna do a little work and you can see what I'm up to. Isn't this fun? Yeah. So I have this cassette tape and it doesn't have any photos on it yet. Then I have all these photos, but I think that this one works, and I just cut it so that it matches this design. So I recommend having a sort of like shit brush. I don't know what else to call it. I mean, it fell apart. Ah! Oh, fuck. That was a lot. If you want to keep your brushes nice, I would just recommend having like a craft brush or something, you know. But see how fast that sticks? And then it's like pretty clear, so you can put a little layer on it so that it doesn't come off. I really didn't need that much glue. That was like way too much glue. Don't do that. I just like had a moment. Another item that you might want, and I don't know where to get this, but it was like part of a nail kit. If you want to like go to like Dwayne Reed or something, you could probably get like this. And they also have like a tiny little brush. They also have this, which I haven't used yet. I don't know, if you're trying to have some exactness with what you're doing. So this stuff is really delicate. You want to make sure that you have something already brushed with some glue so that it'll stick right to it, because it can fly around. Like, I don't think people necessarily know that this stuff is just so delicate. It's less than paper thin, okay? And it can break really easily, so don't try to be perfect with this stuff. And what I do is I just put a little, I tap it a little bit so that it gets mixed in with the glue a little bit more. I actually put a little drop of glue on it so that it'll pay attention to what I'm trying to do. But look how like it just flies everywhere. Like, you just have to sort of accept the fact that it's gonna do what it wants to do. But then, I mean, you can sort of guide it with your glue. And since the glue dries pretty clear, the Mod Podge, I wouldn't be afraid to like layer it up. And I mean, you can see the shine right there already. I think I'm gonna keep adding some blue to the bottom here. Doo-doo-doo. Yep. Have fun with the gold leaf. This stuff. The cool thing about this gold leaf is that I bought a package that has multiple colors and tons of it. I mean, look at how thick that is. And so far, this is the first blue that I've used. So even though it doesn't apply that easily, you can get a good amount of it for cheap and then, you know, use as much as you need. Put it on there. I like how that's looking so far. Got a little bit on the spine. This is my first DIY video. I've done an unboxing video now, but I don't know, I think these are fun. I think I just hadn't watched that much YouTube outside of music videos and stuff. It's pretty fun to watch people just doing shit. Like anything. I think I want to use another color of gold leaf. See, I got blue and I got yellow. And by yellow, they mean gold. Look at that gold. So pretty. I've been wanting to do a photo shoot with gold leaf for a while. Break it up if you want. Bring it up there. Kind of want it to look like it's like moving up and around. So now maybe I'll put some stars up here. I feel like I usually try to get some symmetry in my you know, art. So there's like an area right here and an area right here, and like the movement, like my face is all going that direction. So I want to just put a cluster of stars up here. Oh, what's bothering me right now is that the gold leaf and the stars are not the same color. But you know what? You can't win everything. With the stars, just kind of layer a bunch on there of the Mod Podge. Maybe I'll put one up there. See that? I don't want the edge to come off. So I'm just gonna do that, and then maybe to make my mind at ease a little bit on the color. I haven't tried this yet, so it might not work, but why not? Let's try it. I guess it kind of looks like there could be, like the gold could be smaller stars now, and these bigger ones are like right up front. And you know what I have done, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna work. Oops. So on this tape, which is my favorite one so far, I actually used watercolors on this one. It definitely gave it the effect that I was hoping it would have. My friend Katerina Mitchell, shout out, got me these, and I really recommend them. They're Arteza watercolor brush pens, and they have a brush on end, or a brush tip, and then it comes with this, which is like a water like canister thing to like blend it all up. How do I refill this? Oh, you just like put some water in there. Which color? Maybe some pink. But it does kind of work on the acrylic, which I wasn't expecting. Like it just adds like a nice little like highlight. Let it do its own thing, you know what I'm saying? And I would recommend only painting on one side at a time. You're gonna have to put it down. Although I'm just gonna go around like this. It's just watercolor. But patience is probably key with this stuff. I've already put so many layers on this already. Like this one, I think has 4 layers. I think this one's done. I started out by painting it with just acrylic paint, like this stuff. You're gonna have to do it in layers. Let that dry. It's just like, you know, when you have time, just go for it. I think I'm feeling this one for now, and I'm just gonna set it aside. And maybe on this one, I'll add some watercolor. A little green at the bottom here. See what happens with this. I just love watercolors. And this like adds a layer. It builds it into the acrylic, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, in collages too, you want there to be an element of like, feel like it's all part of the same world. But I might also add a little more texture on this one. Here's just a new brush, and I'm gonna kind of big. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do this on the tape because the tape still has to go into the player. You could have the tape be completely blank. But, for example, I'm not done with this yet, but here's a tape that I just put some of that shiny metallic leaf onto, and I can write like side A or side B, you know? This is what it looks like, just painted white acrylic. I haven't added the gloss, but let me show you actually. Let's put some varnish. And you can wet this varnish down and then it won't be so like milky glossy. So already you can see the color a lot better on this. But yeah, so that's my DIY tutorial on how to make cassette tape as merch. I'm gonna be giving away some of these cassette tapes. Unreleased music, original stuff, a unique message. Send me a comment of your favorite song of mine and you'll be automatically entered to win. It could all be yours. There's only 7, so I hope you get one. If you don't win the contest, then they'll also be at my shows. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You can do it too.